afternoon or um, evening, depending on where you are in the world or in the country for that matter. Um, I know I've been quiet and for good freaking reasons. Um, a lot of things have been going on lately with work and life and my car. Some of you who have been subscribed to my channel for enough, um, you know what I mean by that. Um, that legendary car, you can kind of see it right there, um, has officially decided to fail. When I say fail, it is decided to completely and utterly quit working. Um, I have tried multiple things. I have changed the battery, the alternator, spark plugs. Spark plugs needed to be changed anyways. Um, the air filters had to get changed out. So, you know, but, there's only a couple other things that could be the issue. ECM's probably bad. Uh, it's either the ECM, and for those who don't know what the ECM is, that's the electrical control module, or some people call it the ECU, electrical control unit. Normally, you can find that behind between the battery and the firewall. Um, it's either that or my voltage regulator, which, if you don't know what that is, that controls all the voltage, and or it's the a wire is damaged in the undercarriage. I've checked all the wiring. For those who are about to say, "Oh, check all the wirings in the engine bay," I've already done that. I've already checked all the wiring inside the engine itself, um, and none of them seem to be damaged. I mean, they're dirty naturally, um, but thing is that car keeps pretty much cleaned, or I used to keep it cleaned once a month before you know up and failed on me. Um, and yes, I already know that. Oh, check the damage on the wiring. Well, the problem is I haven't done that yet, and that is on my list of things to do. To do. Um, Also, another other things that have been going on. I'm also planning on getting another vehicle, anyways. Um, at the end of the month. Partially because I want to be able to start working again, because I have not been able to do that since May ish, mid May, give or take. And it's bloody freaking August now. And I'm running out of projects. I have pretty much done almost everything and anything I could do out here. And I live on 2 acres by myself. Um, and I'm starting to go a little stir crazy, and not in a good way. And if you know what I mean by that, if you know, you know. Um, but let me properly introduce myself, because I just realized I haven't done that. My name is Dan. I'm the owner of Dan Hard Landscaping here in Central Texas. I started in 2019 and have been going since. Had my fair share of ups and downs, as any small business is going to have, especially in the first 5 years. You're going to have ups and downs. And I've had my fair share. Uh, COVID hit, lost equipment, got a divorce. Um, and when I say I lost equipment, that shit was stolen. And Maynard PD never did anything about it. They took a massive police report. Uh, Never did anything about it. Never heard from him again. Um, and now car issues for the gazillionth fucking time. Um, but if you do have car recommendations on what kind of cars I should get, for those who don't know what kind of vehicle I have currently, I have a 2016 Kia Forte LX, straight 4 cylinder with a 1.8 liter straight 4-cylinder um, engine, and it's got really good gas mileage. It's part of the reason why I freaking got the damn thing is because of the fucking gas mileage. Um, I would have the first car I looked at was a 2023 Honda Santa Cruz, Hyundai Santa Cruz. The only problem was that damn thing was more than my fucking rent on my old apartment, and I'm not about to be paying no damn nearly $1,100 on a goddamn car payment. Um, I am now regretting that decision because I wish I had fucking gotten that car. Um, because it had a V6 dual turbo engine in it, and I'm kind of kicking myself in the rear end and wishing I had gotten that car. Um, but I freaking didn't, and I'm stuck with this piece of junk out there. So um, but yeah, um, but yeah, if you do have any good recommendations on what kind of car I should get and what year I should get, please leave it in the comments below so that way I can, and whatever make, model, and year has the most recommendations. Like, let's say Toyota Corolla or Camry or, and no, I'm not going Mercedes because those cars have problems. Don't get me wrong, Mercedes is a nice vehicle, but they have more issues than any other vehicle out there. Mercedes and BMWs are the two biggest vehicles that have motor issues, especially primarily Mercedes. I don't know why. I honestly, God, don't know why they have the most issues when it comes to having motor mechanic issues. You're gonna be spending a lot of money doing it. Um, um, I guess it's just the way that they're freaking made. I quite frankly do not know. I do not want to know. Ain't none of my freaking business. Okay, just gonna leave it at that. But um, yeah, just a lot of things have been going on, and I've been in a very dark. Recently, I was in a crazy spot in my life that kind of made me make. I had to make some decisions on my love life as well. Um, and some of you know what I mean by that. Um, for those who don't know what I mean by that, a little over a year ago, my ex-husband divorced me. Caused me to have my second divorce before I was 25. Um, Surprisingly made it to my 25th birthday. Even the multiple doctors had said that I would not make it to 25, and I did. Now I'm 20 fucking 6. Um, but after I, after the judge signed the divorce on my ex-husband's divorce request and approved it, I got the car about a little over a month later. I moved out here, and I don't live in this. I live in the RV. You can kind of see the back of it right there. Um, and I've been out here ever since. Um, and quite frankly, it's one of the best decisions I made personally. Um, Due to because of the sheer fact that other than cars ruining my freaking videos, it's freaking fantastic. You know, I have a neighbor that lives across the street. They don't talk to me. I don't talk to them. Um, we talk to each other if we have to. We'll say hey to each other. We'll wave at each other. But that's just common decency. Um, um, but yeah, I moved out here last year after the divorce because I was like, there's only one way I'm going to recover. And I had to get out of the apartment that I was in. Because the whole entire marriage had been in that apartment, so I was like, there's no way for me to mentally and emotionally and psychologically recover if I'm still living in that apartment. Now, don't get me wrong, I miss having 812 square feet on a one bedroom apartment, but god damn it, the rent was $1,054 a friggin' month, and and I wasn't even anywhere near downtown, which personally I think is a little too freaking high for a one bedroom apartment. But considering it was actually a very nice apartment, very spacious. Had a massive bedroom, massive walk-in, massive bathroom, massive living room, kitchen, and whatever, right? Um, and moved out here. But recently, I've come to the decision that I'm going to complete. I've had two failed marriages, okay, and I've lost a fucking kid. Um, that's a different story for a different day, so don't even ask. Um, but you know, I have decided personally that I'm going to just quit. Not on life itself. I love life too much. Um, you know, I've just decided to just kind of put a time out on finding a relationship because I've had two failed marriages, multiple failed engagements between both marriages. Um, I've been cheated on and ghosted multiple times between both my marriages, and whatnot. And long story short, I have just realized that I have spent more time getting hurt than anything else. And because I believe there's two different types of people in this world. There's those who fix others and those who get fixed. And I fix others. Okay, I'm one of those son of the guns that unfortunately fixes others. Um, some of us are cursed that way. I guess if you could, I guess you could put it that way if you wanted to. But to my close friends that have known me for 5 plus years, I do want to apologize that I know I've become distant, um, and for good fucking reasons. Um, it's just time that I start focusing on me and my life because I was a fueler in the army. Okay, and fuelers have a life expectancy of about 56 because we're either going to die of lung cancer and or skin cancer, right? Um, and I got baptized. I don't even know how many times. Um, I got baptized so many times I've lost count. I do know for a fact that I got baptized twice in one day. Um, and most uncomfortable 3 or 4 days of my life because I couldn't put on lotion or any sort of cream to help with the dryness because I had to let all the fumes evaporate and get out of my skin. I'm actually this was back before I had all my tattoos. Um, as I realized, I'm like, okay, I either settle down or I don't. And so I've realized that I've decided now that I'm 26. I wasn't supposed to live this long. I had multiple doctors tell me that I'm not even supposed to be alive right now. Truth of the matter is, I'm not supposed to be alive right now. I was supposed to have died multiple times. I'm mad enough to admit that I went on a few drives that I shouldn't have come back from. Truth of the matter is, that's true. There are a few drives that I went on that I should not have come back on from. Some of you know those stories, um, and they're all true, except for one of. There's one story, and if you know what story I'm talking about, you'll know what I mean by this. It is so heavily redacted. Like I just recently got on my medical records from when I was active duty, a gazillion years ago, and I was looking through it. I couldn't find the medical records from that one specific accident because it is that heavily redacted. Because the thing is that I had it redacted that much. I can't even find the fucking medical records for it. They're nowhere to be found in my med records. Kind of a good thing, to be honest with you. Um, long story short, I've decided recently because there was one time that I was like, maybe I'll give it a chance. Maybe I'll give it 6 more months, right? But I've realized recently that there's a 95% chance that I'm not gonna find love ever again, if ever, right? Because the thing is that it is becoming harder and harder as a veteran of the United States Army, third generation, mind you, um, to find a relationship or to get into a relationship with somebody that either one understands what we've been through as service members and who one will understand it and who will stand by us no matter what. Okay, especially if you're a gay veteran, it's even a lot harder because being gay is difficult regardless. But if you're a gay veteran, it's even harder to get into a relationship, and that's what a lot of civilian men, gays, don't understand, is that if you get into a relationship with a veteran or somebody who's active duty, and this goes out for anybody who is in a relationship with somebody that is active duty or is a veteran, I'm going to tell you right now, I urgently ask you to be understanding, to be very loving, be very, very patient, because you don't know half of the hell we had to go through or that we are going through. And I am saying this because I have experienced it firsthand. I have been in a relationship while on active duty. I was in a relationship multiple times with civilians. I was actually engaged to a civilian. Um, Long story short on that one, I had to cut it off with that person because said person's sister contacted me and told me that they were cheating on my ass and I caught them in the act. Um, and they tried to play stupid and I'm not cheating. I'm like, dude, I already fucking know. Like, quit lying. Um, but if you are in a relationship with somebody that is active duty or has served, regardless of what branch they're in, whether they are Army, Navy, Coast Guard, Marines, Air Force, Space Force, honestly, they're a joke, honestly. I'm not. If you're in the Space Force, you're not a fucking service member, okay? You're a dumbass. But if you're if you're in a relationship with somebody who's in the Army, the Marine Corps, the Navy, Air Force, Coast Guard, be patient and be understanding. Or if you're in a relationship with somebody who was in one of those branches, be patient, be understanding, because we've gone through a lot, okay? And if your partner is in the process of getting out, be extremely patient, okay? Especially if they have spent a lot of their life in the military or dealing with the military, especially if they come from a military family and they're getting out, they're losing a major identity, okay? Because again, I'm speaking from experience. I'm third generation because when was getting out, I was lost. I didn't really have anybody to turn to. I was coming home. I had cut my family off because they're very, very homophobic and prejudiced towards me because I'm the only gay family member of my whole entire family. I'm literally the black sheep. Okay, I'm the only gay one of the family. I'm the only one who has tattoos. Okay, I got 4 tattoos. I got one here, and these 2 right here. Then I got this one right here, and I got this big guy right up here. Okay, I'm the black sheep, and I'm okay with that. I have tattoos. I cuss. I'm gay, and I use tobacco, and I drink. And I used to drink excessively, but I've kind of, last 3 or 4 years, I've kind of cut back on my alcohol intake because of health issues and whatnot. Um, but be patient, be understanding, and just be willing to have those days where they're not going to know who they are. They're going to question everything, especially as they're getting out, or if they are out, or they've been out for at least 6 months. It is really hard for us to adjust. But back to what I was saying about my relationship reasoning. You know, like I've just decided to just put a take that hat off and put it up because I'm just tired of looking. I'm tired of trying to get into a relationship because I have realized, come to the realization that it is just a waste of my time. I have other things to do. I have a business to run. Okay, I have a business to run and a future to plan. Okay, I have too many things going on right now. I have too many freaking balls in the air, and I got too many ducks in the water. I mean, honestly, I'm trying to get all my ducks in a line. Then again, I don't know where I have my fucking ducks all anyhow. Okay, I think half my ducks have disappeared. I honestly think one of them is a freaking pigeon. I think the other one's a freaking goose. I don't think all my ducks are ducks no more. I know one of them's a pigeon. One of them I think's a goose. The other one I think's a turkey hybrid. Like, how am I gonna get all my ducks in a row if I don't even know if all of them are ducks? You know, like, give me a fucking break here. You know, just give me a goddamn minute. um, but you know, there's just too many things going on right now. Yeah, kind of went out of frame there. Sorry about that. Um, but um, but yeah, it's just time that I take 2 steps back, reevaluate everything, and just like, don't get me wrong. Do I want to be in a relationship? Yeah, sure. But the thing is, it's getting more and more difficult because nowadays it's these kids that want to have a one night stand. You know, majority of these gays now, what I've noticed, are just wanting one night stand hookups. I was raised old school. Okay, settle down. Now, I broke away from the straight, conservative, straight, religious home, um, and kind of went on my own road. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm still religious. I'm more spiritual than I'm religious. Okay, I'm not going to church every freaking Sunday. I mean, if I was, I'd be getting dressed right now. I wouldn't be talking to y'all. Um, I'd be getting dressed in my Sunday attire and getting ready to go to church. There was a time that I was going to church on a regular basis. Um, but certain things happened in my life that made me start questioning my relationship with Christ. Um, and also work started getting in the way heavily. Because I was working as an overnight valet attendant, and so work was starting to get in the way because I was working Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday nights, and so Saturday nights I was working, and then Sunday morning I had to get home at 8 o'clock in the bloody morning, and I'd be out by 9. Like, there was no way I was going to stay up because I had to go to work that night anyways. Um, and so it got to the point that I was missing church on a Sunday morning, and then it just got to the point that I quit going. And then what I would do, I don't get me wrong, I occasionally go to church once every couple of months. Like, I think the last time I went to church was like 3-4 months ago, and I'll occasionally go from time to time. Um, I know I plan on, once I get a new vehicle, and if I'm able to get another vehicle, um, I'm probably going to go to church again just for the sake of going. Um, because quite frankly, in my personal opinion, you don't have to go to church to be a Christian. You know, church is wherever you make it. You know, you don't have to go to church to be a Christian. You don't have to go to church to be religious. You don't have to go to church to be spiritual. Church is wherever you make it. You know, church can be at home, for crying out loud. I mean, for crying out loud. It can be on a Sunday. It could be church. Can be on a Friday afternoon at work. Nobody says there's no law saying that you have to go to church on Sundays, or if you're a Latter-day Saint, you don't have to go to church on Saturday, or if you're Jewish, you don't have to go to. I mean, if you're more Orthodox Jewish, that's a little bit more understandable. You have to go to church because that's tradition and that's what's been drummed into you, um, and whatnot. So there's every religion says differently. And there's multiple different religions. Buddhism, Muslim, Jewish, Christians, Orthodox Jews, Orthodox Christians, Church of Latter-day Saints, the Church of Scientology, Mormons, and so there's multiple different religions out there that dictate, hey, you have to go to church on a certain day. But in the Christian religion, in my opinion, there's no law stating that, hey, as a Christian, as a practicing Christian, and as a believing Christian, you have to go to church on Sunday mornings. And also I believe that church is wherever you make it. Like church can be at home, church can be at school, church can be at work. Church doesn't have to be in a building. I honestly believe there's been just too much push on that, but outside of that, but things have just gotten to the point that I've just decided that gosh darn it, I lost my train of thought. But yeah, I've decided to put it aside for a little bit, and but yeah, it's I know I've been quiet, but I hope this video helps explain what's been going on lately. And there's other things that have been going on that I prefer not to get into because they are private, and I am not legally allowed. There's certain things that I've said to certain people, and I've told them I'd keep it to myself, and I intend to keep it that way. So I am a man that keeps his fucking word to his friends, So there's certain things that I have been told by other people that I've told that, hey, I'm going to keep this to myself, and I intend to keep it that way. And if you got a problem with that, I do not care. I quite frankly do not care if you got a problem with me keeping certain information to myself. I don't care. Like, I am going to keep my information to myself. Yeah, I'll leave that up. But yeah, also, before I close this video out, one other thing that I would ask for all my subscribers is that if you do have any good tattoo ideas, leave them in the comments below, or if you have my cell phone number, or if you follow me on one of my social media accounts, DM me, okay? I have 3 Instagram accounts, okay? First one is PFC Heart Dan, and it's all lowercase, PFCHARTDAN, okay? And you'll also find the links to my other 2 social media accounts. The other one is Dan, and all these are lowercase, Dan _the valet. Again, you'll be able to find the link to that one in PFC Heart Dan, my PFC Heart Dan account. And then the other one I created recently within the last 24 hours. It is called Dan _Heart _landscaping, and that's my business name. Okay, that's my business account name. Again, you can find that one. The link to that is somewhere. You'll be able to find it. Okay. So PFC Heart Dan and Dan the Valet are my 2 personal accounts. And then Dan Heart Landscaping is, as I said, my business account. That is my professional account. You'll be able to find all of those. And if you follow those other two accounts, or the first one, the PFC Heart Dan account, please um, add the other two accounts. I'd greatly appreciate it. Um, and you can also um, DM me through those two accounts, or through those three accounts, your tattoo ideas. And I did post something on my PFC Heart Dan account about it, so you can leave a comment through there of what kind of tattoo ideas that you think would be cool. And if you want to add a picture, you can also I think you should be able to add that, or if you can't add it in the comment, feel free to DM me. I am accepting all DMs. Please keep it, appropriate, age appropriate, and friendly, because I don't want any obscene looking tattoos, or anything that's too obscene to be seen in public, or that could be considered offensive. Obscene or offensive are not allowed. Please keep that, refrain from, you know, uh, recommending those if you can. I greatly appreciate it. Um, um, and for those who are wondering what this tattoo and this tattoo is, these are Korean. This one's love, my left arm, my right arm. This one's happiness. This is my date of enlistment when I was active duty, or when I was in the service, and that one's just a broken heart tattoo. Um, and I'm actually thinking of getting that one some more work done on it. Uh, and I'm thinking of putting on it broken hearted but forever healing. Um, and that really resembles my heart getting broken by my ex-husband. Um, Long story short, I'm not even going to go into that. Um, but yeah, if you have any cool tattoo ideas, you can, again, it's PFC Heart Dan the Valet, as Dan underscore the underscore valet, and then the other one is Dan underscore Heart underscore landscaping. Again, the landscaping one is my business profile, so please, if you want to DM me any tattoo ideas, DM the PFC Heart one, or the Dan underscore the underscore valet. And if you also, you can leave a comment down below as well if you want to. You're more than welcome to do so. Of any cool ideas. Again, if you want to send photos, you're gonna have to at least DM me those through my Instagram accounts. Because I don't know how you're gonna. I don't know. I'm not used to this live YouTube thing. I'm more used to the recording off live and then posting up like I normally do on most of my videos, like I have done previously. I think this is like my second or third live video that I've ever done. But if you haven't done so already, and if you're not already subscribed to the channel, please hit the subscribe button and the like button, as that is the best way to support this channel and the content. If you would like to see in the future more landscaping videos, please, I want to say that whether it be landscaping or power washing, because I do provide power washing services for with my company. I don't do it often, but I do it enough to where I could post videos about it. If you would like to see that in the future, please leave a comment below so that I know that y'all would like to see that. And whether y'all would like to see tree trimming, grass getting cut, hedge trimming, power washing, or any sort of landscaping or power washing related videos in the future from my company, please leave a comment down below, so that way I know that you would like to see those, so that way I can start planning those videos in the future, because the last thing I want to do is start posting those videos and I don't want to see them. Okay, so Also, I want to make sure that I'm, but then again, please subscribe, and I will talk to y'all later.